Hello. Awesome. Welcome, everyone. And thank you, Robert, for the introduction. He's not here anymore, but just wanted to thank him about that. And thank you, everyone, for taking some time for today's session. As we mentioned, my name is Carolina Fong Guzzy. I'm originally from Mexico, but I'm coming here all the way from Dubai to present to you today. I'm the co-founder and digital engineering manager at Accienta. So without further ado, let's start. Our topic today is digital transformation and leveraging cloud collaboration in construction projects. So we've heard a lot about different technologies, different processes. How do we do digital transformation in our industry, right? So construction projects have different challenges. These challenges keep evolving. Sometimes it's all about the budget, or it could be like the quality or getting the right team to do certain tasks. But in the end, companies are now thinking of better ways to capture, manage, and analyze data and collaborate better, let's say. So we'll discuss what can cloud collaboration do for construction projects, what is Autodesk Construction Cloud. I'll speak more about product-based just because we work a lot with this product, but of course you can use the one that you choose, and some key use cases, because it's not only about selling, it's all about giving examples of real success stories in the industry. So a little bit about myself. I'm a civil engineer with a Master's of Project Management. I've worked in digital transformation for construction from different angles, so from the ERP, SAP implementation perspective, then from the Autodesk perspective, infrastructure, and more recently with Accienta, implementing solutions like BIM 360 and Autodesk Construction Cloud. So who are we, Accienta? We are Autodesk Gold partners specialized in construction. We like to call ourselves digital transformation enablers because our aim is to deliver the processes that companies need on a specific set of platform. We are a very diverse team. We like to keep it 50-50 for women and men, Dubai-based, and we support in many languages, including English and Arabic, of course, because we are in the Middle East. We are also a Smartsheet partners. I don't know if you've heard about Smartsheet, but it's a really interesting tool that can apply to other industries as well. Basically, anything that you do on Sheets or Excel nowadays, you could do there in the cloud and more. Some of the awards we've won over there, Partner of the Year and Digital Construction Technology SME of the Year. As you've heard, in the Middle East, there are many projects of different sizes and different complexities. But companies are more and more eager to transform and improve their operations. These are some of our clients. Maybe you're familiar with some of them. They range from consultants, contractors, and owners as well. And because we not only like to say, okay, we are great, we always ask our clients for feedback. How can we improve our operations and meet their needs better? Just out of curiosity, before I continue with the slide deck, can you raise your hand who comes from consulting today? Okay. And from contracting? Awesome. And owners or developers? Okay, so it's balanced, I would say. Maybe mostly consultants. So talking about digital transformation, we all know the different changes in the industry. We started with long time ago, the transition from drawing by hands to 2D and CAD, then towards the concept of BIM. But more and more, we are now talking or focusing more on collaboration. And that collaboration aspect, it's part of that digital transformation, because it's not just changing from one tool to the other, what we call authoring tools, which is where you model or draft, but actually collaborating with the different stakeholders in a platform. And that's what the cloud technologies help for a lot. And of course, the future digital twin. We all talk about it and we've heard, but the solutions are getting there for a practical application. Of course, the keys to digital transformation is people, technology, and processes. And it's usually understanding and mapping those workflows, key workflows for an organization that will drive the other aspects. So it shouldn't be the technology driving the people and the processes, it should be the other way around, like choosing the right key processes and the people, and then the technology that can serve that purpose. Once you map those workflows, you can see your as-is, or the present state, and the to-be, or where the organization will be once we implement this technology and what kind of information will be captured and exchanged in that process. Something that we love to talk about with our clients is a change of mindset, because change is all about that mentality. Some companies think, okay, we have these external consultants, they'll come, they'll do an implementation, a training, whatever they want to call it, but it's more about teamwork. And you need, for a digital transformation to be successful, executive sponsorship, key admins, star users, like the entire levels of the organization to be on board. And where did it all start for construction? Of course, we know data. We know that the construction site is usually disconnected from the office. So this is in the first instance that was needed to start exchanging information live. So if we go back to those paper-based processes, you would have people on site, stamping documents, signing. Maybe there's a document controller scanning that at the end of every day or every week, updating some server or something, but it's not live. So the main difference with cloud collaboration is that data is live. The moment you take a photo on site or the moment you upload a new document to your folder structure in the cloud, the other people in the office or wherever they are can see those documents, can comment, can collaborate. So you are saving time in all of those efficiencies, but also in what is called non-value added tasks. So companies, specifically, let's say a construction company, they want to know the status of certain snagging or issues on site. In the typical process, they would call someone in the phone or WhatsApp or something to follow up on certain matters. Then someone else would have to check on site, then that report is coming back, etc. So here, instead of doing all of that, the person can log into the system, look at the status, look at the photos, all the comments from the different stakeholders, so everyone is aware of the latest information live. And how does that impact the decisions as well is if we make changes earlier on in the project, typically the cost of those design changes will be less, as in if we wait till we are in the construction site or later to modify something, the cost of making any changes will increase exponentially. And everyone has visibility, as I said, from the status. Now, the concept of common data environment. Many people call it single source of truth or collaborative environment, but think of the concept of having all your key information in one place. Instead of having some documents on the email, maybe on a OneDrive or SharePoint or another corporate server, you try to centralize your documents and key information in one place. Now, talking about the product in particular, Autodesk Construction Cloud, maybe you've heard about it. Can you raise your hand if someone is familiar with ACC already? Okay, so I would say half. Okay, awesome. So for those that are not familiar with ACC at all, it's built in the layer of document management that connects everything in the system, but there are different modules. So some more towards design collaboration, clash detection, like BIM Collaborate, others towards quantity takeoff, like Autodesk Takeoff, and Autodesk Build is the one focused more for site. That's where you have your forms, your meetings, your quality and safety checklists, etc. But it's all one system, so this is important. And to represent it in a graphical way, because it's also very useful, we have our authoring tools, these or whatever brand you work with. But then there is that element of the CDE, or the place where everyone is collaborating. And to get the best value out of this type of platforms is not only one stage of the project that should be captured, but at design, construction, and hopefully in the future something like operations and maintenance. So once you have those authoring tools, you can, in the case of the Autodesk ones, like Revit, AutoCAD, Civil 3D Plant, etc., you can directly save those files to the cloud, and the cloud will keep a version control. So you are working in Revit, you don't need to upload files or anything, you just save it to a cloud location, and immediately it will become version 2 or version 3, etc. Now, the advantage to have that in the cloud is you can go back to any previous version. You can do version compare between 2D files, 3D models, even with different color codes. You can see what has been added, removed, modified, etc. So that's really useful. But for the focus of today, talking about build, which is forms, issues, photos, and videos, all these elements are connected in the platform. And sometimes when they ask me, okay, this is really simple, what's the benefit of it? It may sound simple, but having all of those things in one platform, that's the benefit. You can connect all these different functionalities with each other. So you could have an issue that has a photo associated to it, a form, or some other elements, so you'll have all the information in one place. And for some people that tell us, okay, I may not work with Autodesk only, I need other file formats, there are a lot of file formats that can be viewed in the cloud, so you don't need a Revit license, AutoCAD license. If you have access to ACC from the cloud without installing any software, you can view those files and basically. And there is also a direct link with Office file formats, which we use a lot, so Excel, PowerPoint, Word, all of that. There's a version control. If you use Office 365, there's also the option to just save it directly on the cloud. And there are many integrations as well with other platforms. Maybe you use Power BI, for example, for certain dashboards, or as I said, Smartsheet or other, you can have that card in your project. So every time you enter your project, you have the information from other systems from one place as well. And more, because we know that companies don't work with only one platform, we can have maybe SharePoint, maybe other types of platforms, and people want to integrate them more and more. But the skill sets for coding are not always in the companies. So there is something called Autodesk Construction Cloud Connect, which is based on Workato, which is a no-code platform. And here you can build certain integrations or workflows that are very simple. To give you an example, every time you upload a file in the folder consultant, that file can be replicated in another platform, or that file can trigger certain attributes to be modified. And all of this is running in the background, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, talking about a real-life study, because we, as I said, we don't want to just sell and say this is a great platform, I'm going to speak a little bit about Hansaheb. Hansaheb is a very esteemed client from us in Dubai. It's the oldest construction company in Dubai, so they participated in many of the key projects in the Emirate, and we helped them transition from paper to digital. It has been a journey of many years and different types of maturity levels. But what they like is that the system itself, now that they're using cloud collaboration, it's very transparent. They have accountability. So if they have consultants or subcontractors or other stakeholders in the project, they can really see who's doing what when. And there is no like excuse or finger pointing to blame others. And they like that no paper or hard copy is required, so they can approve drawings with the workflows there and different things. But most importantly, they found up to 60% of time savings for their engineers on site. Because now they do, as you can see in the photo here, snags on site. There's a specific status, there's specific information being captured, and those snags or issues are assigned to roles and companies that need to solve that. So they really saved a lot of time with that. And also, these type of solutions are scalable. So of course, you start with a pilot project, maybe a few users, a few workflows, but once it grows, for example, in their case, now they have more than 100 users and more than 30 companies in the system. So this is giving them all the data they need in a very efficient manner. And as our colleagues from the panel earlier today were mentioning, it's important to work with experts, and we know that skills are hard to get. We always recommend it's important to hire people for their talent and their willingness to self-learn, because technology keeps evolving. So it's not a one-time thing. Maybe companies were used in the past to, okay, we'll give them a Revit training, and then that's it. No, now you need to keep updating, because there are new changes and new things in the platforms themselves. So the mindset of the people in your organization is very important. And we help companies like Hansaheb smooth this transition and maybe shorter than learning curve period. But again, it's up to having the right people in the organization to make it a success. I have very good counterparts from the client side that now have taken all that knowledge and improve it constantly to make it a success. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out after this talk.